Poor Daniel.
Okay, welcome, everybody. Hello. My name is David Adam Gill. I am the artistic director of New Ambassadors Theater Company, and you have tuned in to LAB40. 40. That's pretty amazing.
40.
We're in the
40 labs old.
The 10 of 30s, right? Tonight's host is David Michael Kirby, and I'm going to throw it his way for a little bit.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to New Ambassadors Lab 40, as we've already heard and are already celebrating. For those of you who might be here for the first time, we are a 501c3 company based in Manhattan. So our nonprofit status means any donation you make is tax deductible and every little bit helps. At the moment, we are raising money for our annual Blurring Boundaries Short Play Festival, which is going to be a streamed event. We're going to shoot it live at our theater space, the West End Theater on Manhattan's Upper West Side, just so you know. So we are raising money for that, and we would appreciate any donation in any amount. And David Gill can tell you how best to do that.
And I think Ben has some of the links, but we do take donations on the website, which is at www.newambassadorstheater.com, and that's with an R-E. We also take it Venmo, which is at new-ambassadors. And otherwise, if you go to the website, there are ways you can send checks and stuff like that. Of course, we like everything. This is our first festival. We're kind of doing a hybrid because of COVID. Coming out of COVID, we are going to, as David said, we're going to film these 6 plays that we chose, and David will get into that, in our theater space that we were going to start up last year, but COVID came and we weren't able to even have our season. And this is going to be our first time in the theater, and we're really excited. We're doing that at the end of June, and then we are targeting a date in July where we will start streaming them. And we're very excited about that. We're just finally confirming the casts, and that will be shared with everyone. But David, go ahead and talk about the plays that were selected through our blind process.
Yes. So we had a reading committee of almost 20 folks, including the New Ambassadors Board and others who volunteered, reading almost 20 plays that were submitted to us. And out of that, we did rank choice voting. And we settled on the 6 that got the top votes. And they are in alphabetical order. Drum roll, please. Binders by Aaron Mohan, who is with us this evening. Call It Penance by Amanda Hanna.
Yay.
Ephemery Lane by some dork named David Michael
Kirby, they love it, yeah.
And Inside and Out by a fellow dork named David Adam Gill, our artistic director. Marvelous by John Pena Griswold. And finally, last but not least, Stand Naked in the River of Shame by Evan Edwards.
And I tell you, those other people need to get a middle name. Otherwise, come on.
They do. And I am so excited for you all to see these stories because they're just amazing. Incredibly talented writers, and we've got such a great roster of actors that I can't wait to see how this all turns out. It's going to be beautiful. Our lab reading program, which is what you're tuned into tonight, is a reading series for new and in-process works. In fact, some of those plays that I just named were developed partly through our lab process. As we said, we're already at Lab 40, and tonight we're reading 4 pieces, and each piece has a feedback session. We in the Zoom room are going to be participating in our own feedback, and anybody watching us on YouTube can participate in a Google form that will be linked in the YouTube chat. Our beloved Ben Dworkin will be taking care of that and chatting with anybody who is joining us there. Feedback generally consists of popcorn moments, which are moments that popped to you, questions you may have had while listening, anything in the story or the characters that you might like to see developed in the piece as well as anything else that you might have to comment on, or anything that the playwright may have to ask at the top of the presentation. So these are all things to keep in mind as you watch this evening. And we also highly encourage in-the-moment reactions in the chat, both on YouTube and here within the Zoom room. If you'd like to be involved in any of our future labs, we encourage you to sign up via the forms. There's a link for a writer slot, and you can also join our pool of actors for the next lab, and I don't know the date of that. June
June 18th,
18th.
Lab 41.
In just a couple of weeks. So if you want to keep up with us in general and be plugged in on all of our developments coming up, we encourage you to sign up for our newsletter in order to hear all about our future endeavors. There, I think I've said it all. You see, we have a cast of thousands tonight. There are, as I said, 4 scenes, but 2 of them are quite the sizable ensemble, shall we say. So first up tonight, we have, dun, 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 drum roll please, and I just missed it, One Night on Boulevard East by Devin Alex Sumner. Devin, if you would join me and your all your peeps.
My stellar cast, my stellar casting that I'm so happy with. Do I do intros of them? Because it'll take a while.
If I can introduce them if you prefer. If you want them to introduce
You
themselves.
you can do that. I'm a long time listener, first time caller. So
Okay, great. Well, we're delighted to have you here. Before I introduce them, is there anything we need to know about this piece? What we're seeing tonight?
this is my foray into. I'm in David Gill's class, and I was struggling to write it as a play. So I decided to let my freak flag fly and go back to writing it more in television style. And also I lost the Witchwood name because it's already taken by a book series and a television series coming to Netflix UK soon. So I went back to my Boulevard East concept, but I merged what everybody loved about the witch stuff into it. So this is kind of a go at like getting feedback and seeing it live with, real actors.
Excellent. I'm excited because I remember your Witchwood stuff.
Yeah.
Is the scene tonight, do we need to know anything beforehand before it
This
starts?
is something that I'm looking to see if it draws you in, because I did it untraditionally, where I put the murder scene in the middle of it rather than at the top of it to kind of draw the audience in. And I did something I hated where I started with a party scene where everybody's kind of in character, where I'd rather do that in the 3rd act or something like that to introduce everybody. So I'm going with a lot of things that go against the grain of what I'm used to.
Excellent.
So I'm trying to get feedback on if this would draw you in enough, or do I start with the murder scene or something like that?
Okay, so that's safe to say that is your question for tonight. Does this draw you in?
Yeah, and then where it ends in the middle of the start of a scene.
Okay.
So also, is it enough in the 15 to 20 minutes to like say you're going to stream the rest of it?
Gotcha. Okay. I need to set my timer here.
The drama that's big is here.
Excellent. Now, to introduce everybody, we have Valerio, who will be read by Daniel Anthony Hidalgo. Zavi, read by Sadiq Vaughn. Cole, if I mispronounce anything, just stop me. Cole by Dan Checkley. Adea by Monica Ray. Matheson by Jasmine Spees. Aban by Oli Corchado. Topher by Chase Naylor. Of course, Chase Naylor has to play somebody named Topher at some point. Frat Boy / Stage Directions will be read by Josh Hemphill.
Chase is taking over the frat boy.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. All right. Look forward to seeing it. Take it away.
One Night on Boulevard East, written by Devin Alex Sumner. Exterior, the Choir Girl Hotel, rooftop, night. Javi helps Cole behind the bar as they serve Valerio another old-fashioned. Fleetwood Mac's Isn't It Midnight plays.
These are just drinks, correct? No special brews from the vault?
On Javi's look, Cole gives him a quick nod.
Confirmed, Mr. Val.
Thank you, friend. This is as much a gathering for your enjoyment as it is for mine. Please, go mingle. Whilst under my employ, I insist on a good amount of leisure.
I shall do that.
Javi clinks their drink against Valerio's and then joins the others by the fire pit.
Girlfriend working overnights?
Yeah, night shift pays more.
Be sure your time tonight reflects something similar.
Valerio, if I ever doubted you wouldn't take care of me, I wouldn't work for you.
That's how I do around here. And don't forget to have a little fun yourself, Cole.
Who says I'm not having fun right now?
Cole throws Valerio a wink and a smile.
No walking home alone tonight. Charge your Uber to me or stay at the crash pad. There's a serial killer out there on these streets.
Adea approaches the bar and sets her empty ice-filled glass down.
Keep them coming, Cole.
Cole pours Adea another Alizé, and it's distinctive pink.
Alizé, Dea? You getting down on the real tonight.
Sister's been dealing with your goddamn godchild all day. We're gonna get it on the get down tonight.
Adea takes her drink.
We darkening this white ass playlist? Or you gonna torture us all night?
I thought a lovely, super soft summer playlist was a mood, and it keeps our ginger-haired detective calm.
Aggressive Topher don't phase me none.
The mention of Topher gives Cole a quick beat pause.
We need some old school shot 97 going, or Rowan ain't meeting you in the woods this week.
Oh, she blackmails me with mention of my soulmate for a little Beyonce, and we go with the 107.5 WBLS.
Adea flashes her wedding diamond.
Rowan put a ring on it.
Cole, please ensure we hear everything but Halo and or single ladies. This isn't some white girl's bachelorette party.
Cole nods.
A night at the cabin, then we go from there.
Matheson approaches.
Valerio, we need to liven the playlist.
Dee's bell aboard the point.
Good.
Cole serves Matheson another rosé. She toasts Adea for her playlist efforts.
Do we add your father's foray into boy band stardom into tonight's playlist, Matheson?
Oh, anything, please. I mean, no offense to Mama Santi, because God forbid, this 80s shit is dragging me down.
All I wanted was a quiet night on the rooftop.
When are we quiet?
Get Me Bodied starts to play. Topher approaches. Cole goes on guard.
Fuck, finally something that isn't putting me to sleep.
And the list of grievances continues from Topher, of all people, who only listens to what he knows from the radio.
The only complaint I have right now is that you've been standing over here for far too long.
Topher gets close to Valerio and starts kissing his neck. Valerio resists a bit.
Enough, Topher.
Topher glares at Adea, then retreats on her look.
Can we leave our friend alone by the fire pit? I just told them to join you all.
Gotta grab a beer first.
Topher taps his palm against the bar, happy to startle Cole into attention.
Cole, another now.
Cole does as he's told.
You see me start to get empty? You bring me one.
Okay.
What was that?
Yes, sir.
Adea eyes Aban, who's sitting in a lounge chair alone, looking out at the view.
Toph, your friend over there looks like he could use some company.
Fuck a bomb, man. But that kid needs to loosen up.
Nothing wrong with being a loner, and we have yet to do anything to truly make him feel welcome.
This dick can make him feel welcome.
Can we not?
Made you feel welcome plenty of times, Matheson.
Valerio taps Topher on the chest.
Be nice.
To Matheson? Maybe.
Don't need any welcoming ever.
Fire pit, everyone.
Adea, Matheson, and Topher do as asked and rejoin Javi by the fire pit. Valerio leans back onto the bar and takes a long look at Aban in the distance.
What's our Hawaii drinking?
I just lost my spot. Sorry.
Page 6.
Whiskey sour, sort of. He's been on the same drink for the past 2 hours.
Make him another, and I'll see if I can get him a little less sour.
Cole does as Valerio asks. Valerio takes the drink and makes his way over to Aban. This action doesn't go unnoticed by Topher. Valerio puts the drink and himself down next to Aban.
That for me?
Yes, it is.
One's good for me, not much of a drinker.
Then it's here if your choices change.
Valerio flashes him a smile. Aban ponders, then goes back to looking at the view.
A loner and an observer. How very Scorpio of you, Abby.
Introverted and socially inept, Val. Don't know if it really has anything to do with my sign.
Using my nickname already, and we barely know each other.
Val suits you.
My mother based my name on some 80s American soap opera she watched to help her learn English.
Days of Our Lives?
Knots Landing.
Funny. Everyone around here runs around like they're on Pretty Little Liars.
Do we now?
My mother watched a lot of CSI. She wanted to do forensics initially. Then she fell in love with learning how our brains work.
Genius. That ingenuity is what made our mothers fast friends. I wonder if the same could happen for us.
I'd have to like you first.
Oh, witty retorts are the first step. Shows you can keep up.
Is that how I get in your good graces, Val?
Your face helps too.
Vaughn scoffs.
Clumsy come-ons. Those I expect from Topher.
There was nothing clumsy in that statement.
Vaughn tries not to smirk.
I get that our mothers are in each other's lives now, Val. That doesn't mean we're required to get along.
I'd like to change that, Abby.
Why?
Gut feeling.
Popularity contests were never my thing.
Oh, Abby, this isn't about popularity.
Isn't it? A rooftop party on a building you built, the guests being only friends you've known since high school, and you, the queen bee?
I'm nicer than Regina George. Sometimes. My assistant is here amongst the friends, and so is my bartender, Cole.
Yeah? What kind of burned book shit you got on them?
Why do you ask?
Gut feeling.
Oh, I see why you're on the fast track to detective.
Indirectly fulfilling my mother's own dream.
Abby, if I really wanted to show off, you'd come to the speakeasy night and that I'm having after I get out from the woods.
No thanks.
Detective DeWitt won't allow you to decline my invitation.
Topher DeWitt does not dictate my social life.
He dictates you achieving your goals, your career goals.
Aban glares at Valerio. Before he can tell Valerio to go fuck himself, Topher inserts himself between them.
You faggots having your own party?
Topher gives Valerio a big kiss on the cheek. Valerio pats the side of Topher's face now with amused affection.
We're on our way back. Our burgeoning detective was just doing the most to show off his interrogation skills.
Yeah? What do you got questions about, Officer Basim?
All the answers I need for now.
Well, no one's paying you double time to party on a rooftop, so best start enjoying yourself, Aban. No one's going to promote you for having a stick up your ass, unless it's mine.
Topher tries to give Aban the same kiss he gave Valerio, but Aban reels back. Topher grins.
Can't resist for too long, Officer Basim. Wouldn't be good for your reputation at the station.
Aban is about to bark.
Topher, fire pit.
Don't be too long, babe. Lighten up, bitch.
Topher goes back over to the fire pit. The air is heavy between Aban and Valerio.
We're working on how he is around people lately.
We?
There's plenty of monsters to deal with around here, Abby. I try to make sure they don't eat us all alive.
Valerio lets that hang between them.
I'm good at handling the monsters in my life.
On the start of Mary J. Blige's You Bring Me Joy, the gang starts the calls for Valerio to join them.
The plastics beckon.
Valerio goes and joins his friends, on Aban, remaining isolated as the river grows. Title card number 101, One Night on Boulevard East, blackout. Exterior, the Choir Girl Hotel night, to establish. Interior, the Choir Girl Hotel random room. Residual city light is the only glow in the dark of the room. The frat boy, typically frat finance guy of the Hoboken kind, passed out, stripped, and tied to the bedpost by each ankle and each wrist. Slowly comes back to consciousness. He doesn't know where he is or how he even got here. When he realizes he's restrained.
What the fuck? Hello? I knew you were into this shit, but at least let a guy know.
The killer, in typical stalker serial killer garb, all black hoodie, leather gloves, and a face masked by an all black tragedy mask with sunglasses to hide their eyes, stands at the foot of the bed.
Dude, that mask is a fucking boner killer.
The killer puts their finger to their lips to quiet the frat boy.
Come on, I think the whole hotel heard me when you were sucking my dick like a Dyson.
The killer crawls onto the bed and hovers over the frat boy, their masked face closed.
All right, I can get into this. ID channel kind of shit.
The killer pulls out a black silk scarf from their pocket and slowly starts to wrap it around the frat boy's neck.
Okay. I've only really done this choking shit like once, so just be gentle.
When the killer chokes the frat boy with the scarf, it's anything but gentle. Exterior, the Choir Girl Hotel rooftop later. As Valerio, Adea, Matheson, and Javi continue their kiki around the fire pit, Aban still sits alone. The drink Valerio brought him still next to him and full and sipping on a glass of melting ice. Intrigued, Cole makes his way over to Aban.
They only bite when provoked.
Think they bite plenty without provocation.
Cole sits.
Not much of a drinker.
Not really my thing.
You're better off. Drinking is the devil.
Isn't making drinks what you do?
Serving craft-style cocktails is the greatest of my dreams fulfilled, as was my gnawing desire to get out of the Pine Barrens.
Is it that bad down there?
Simpler.
Nothing wrong with a simple life.
That was good for Paris Hilton, not my music career.
Ah,
Gotta do something to make sure my girl isn't the only one busting her ass to keep the lights on.
what does she do?
She's a nurse over at Christ Hospital. She hates it, but she ended up in nursing because of her parents.
She Middle Eastern by any chance?
Filipino.
Same continent, different size.
Valerio's working on getting her a job at Pine Valley. More directing staff, less being staff.
Val likes to keep his hands in everybody's lives, apparently. My mother works at Pine Valley.
Tell me something I don't know already.
Gotta get used to everybody knowing everybody's business around here.
Word travels fast up and down the Gold Coast.
Cole pulls himself up.
I gotta restock before the gang realizes we're running low.
Won't hear any complaints from me.
Cole gives him a wink and starts his walk towards the doors. He passes Valerio, Adea, Matheson, and Javi as they lean back into lounge chairs and look at what few stars they can see against the light pollution. Taylor Swift's Cruel Summer begins to play.
Even after years of playing Brady's understudy, then failing at getting a Super Bowl ring of his own, Jimmy Garoppolo can still get it.
Too bad he can't get his ass off the injured list.
There's a way I could help him with that, if he ever asked.
You're gonna try to get him to ask?
I'll bring it up with Rowan.
Are we really talking about sports?
I think we are.
Valerio loves his quarterbacks.
They offer the best tight ends.
Oh, sports puns, stop.
A working knowledge of sports is what keeps conversations with my father from getting heated.
He'd be heated no matter what you talked about. Shit.
All part of the charm of his hyper-masculine culturalization.
Well, I want to know what that's supposed to mean.
I can translate.
Friend, I love how you get my father all shook up when you speak to him.
Rattling cages of the patriarchy, one heated conversation at a time.
Adea sits up and eyes Aban, still alone with his thoughts.
He's really gonna sit there all night till someone tells him he's gotta go.
Scorpios, only comfortable in their own minds.
Leave him alone. He's shy. It's sweet.
Are you ever attracted to strictly heterosexual men?
Valerio, Adea, and Matheson in unison.
Nope.
No.
Speaking of toxic masculine, where's Detective DeWitt?
Interior, the Choir Girl Hotel hallway. Moments later, Cole comes out of the elevator carrying a six-pack and select bottles for his restocking the bar duties. A shadow around the corner behind him emerges as Topher, who gives Cole a little shove.
Boo, bitch.
Cole stops dead in his tracks. Topher makes his way in front of him.
Did you want something, Toph?
Topher pulls out a bottle of beer, twists the cap off, and flicks the cap at Cole. Topher takes a swig of the beer as the cap hits Cole, then the floor.
Walking home alone tonight?
No.
Shame. Beautiful night to walk the boulevard.
Topher takes another sly swig and saunters his way out and back to the group. On Cole. Exterior, the Choir Girl Hotel rooftop, continuous. Topher makes his way onto the rooftop, beer and towel. He bypasses the gang and heads straight over to Aban. This draws concern from Valerio. Topher stands in front of a seated Aban, who was about to finally nurse his second drink.
You're a shit date, Aban.
Is this a date?
With your possible future.
Topher tries to get into the chair with Aban in one of his trademark clumsy come-on moves, but it backfires and brings Aban to his feet. Topher settles into the chair.
Okay, Toph, stop.
We're off the clock, buddy. Nothing's wrong with a little after-hours fun.
That's it. I'm out of here.
No, you're not.
Excuse me?
Get out of your fucking pussy, Officer Basim.
I do not have to take orders from you when I'm off the clock.
First night without a graveyard shift in weeks. I'll remember this, Basim.
You do not have any kind of say in what shifts I work.
My mother was the fucking sheriff of Edgehaven for a decade. I'm head of investigation. Who the fuck do you think you're working for, rookie?
You can't be this fucked.
Try me, Basim. Either I get to be inside of you, or I find a way to get you out of the Edgehaven PD.
Valerio intervenes.
The air of agitation is palpable.
Sit back down, Valerio. Officer Basim isn't a fucking rescue puppy.
He also hasn't been enjoying himself the whole night, and you're not helping.
I'm leaving.
You'll leave when I say you can, Aban.
Topher, stop.
Topher jumps to his feet and stops short of completely charging at Valerio. He holds his ground to ensure Valerio knows he's a threat. Adea notices Topher's action and springs to her feet by the fire pit.
Hey, got a problem over there?
Topher brings his lips close to Valerio's ear.
Helpless faggot, your father's right about you. And he's not always gonna be around to save you.
Valerio steels himself and leans his lips close to Topher's ear.
Remember who keeps you alive.
That shakes and breaks something inside Topher. He pulls back, tears starting to pool in his eyes.
Abby, I apologize if this wasn't your thing tonight. Give your mother my regards when you get home.
Aban wonders what could have been said to engender that reaction from Topher.
I'll be sure to do that.
Good night, Abby.
Bye, Val.
Aban swiftly exits. Valerio looks at Topher dead in his eyes, wet with tears.
Enough for tonight.
Valerio.
We need to get you to Pine Valley for treatment. Until then, you need to get some sleep.
Adea approaches.
We good here?
Topher wipes the tears from his eyes and rights himself. He gives Valerio a soft kiss on the cheek. After he brushes past Adea, Topher leaves the rooftop. Valerio lets out an exasperated exhale with a quick look to the sky.
Back to what few stars we can see.
Valerio takes Adea's arm into his, and they walk back to the fire pit together. Interior, the Choir Girl Hotel, random room. The bed is stripped of any hint of the dead frat boy, sheets and all, as the camera pans over to the bed, smash cut. Interior, Valerio's penthouse. Valerio, Adea, Matheson, and Javi plop back onto Valerio's bed in an almost crosshatch-like pattern.
Aban hates us.
Strongly dislikes is a better description.
Do we care?
I think they have a crush.
That never ends well.
And see. Thank you.
Well done,
Yeah,
Devin.
thank you, everyone.
Terrific job, guys. That was excellent. Well, I'll start by answering your first question. Was I taken in from the beginning? Yes. Between the writing and the cast that you have here with these characters, I wrote in the YouTube chat that there's chemistry all over the place, and it's actually combustible chemistry, and you kind of just want to wait and see those moments where it's going to explode. That's just my 2 cents. I'd like to open it up to everyone else now and see if anybody has any popcorn moments, things that jumped out of them. I loved all the pop culture references. That was like a sprinkling of sugar throughout all the spice going on.
Thank you. Usually they don't make sense, so I tried to make them make sense.
All right, does anybody have anything to add or any popcorn moments, things that jumped out at you in this? Jasmine?
The Knots Landing / Regina George reference, that just like made my heart happy. You're so good with that stuff. And also the moment when Valerio like leaned in and just said, remember who keeps you alive. That was like, to me, that was like an electric moment because Topher was trying to get the one up and it wasn't gonna happen. So I thought that was a really, really cool moment.
Yo.
Sports puns, really?
I had to add that because when I was writing the scene, I'm like, someone has to say it.
I was glad it was me.
Well said.
No, it was really good, and I love your writing style too. There was I love the line "same continent, different sides." That one really jumped out at me. Mr. Dworkin.
Devin Alex Sumner.
He knows this well, so I love his feedback.
You really got it made with the playwriting. David Adam Gillis really taught you so much.
Yes.
I mean,
well, we like when we were in class together, we like the dark and the macabre.
yeah,
so.
I miss being in class with you. I miss being in class with you. It's been like I don't know.
A while.
Like just yeah.
Okay, we just hit time, but we're gonna add 5 minutes to continue some more feedback. Mr. Gill.
It's kind of a piggyback on what Matheson said about Topher. The character is so despicable, and Chase, you played it so well. So just malevolent, but and continues to be that way. Continues to menace. But that moment where he just turns and whispers in his ear, remember who keeps you alive. That was really shocking, and the reaction, the tears in Topher's eyes, the reaction that he had, I thought was really powerful. That was probably my popcorn moments in this thing. I do know these characters well, as Devin knows. We've lived with them for a while, but that's a moment in Topher's character journey, in Topher's journey as a character that just really just slammed me in terms of how I felt after I saw that. So well done, Devin. Well done.
Agreed. Any other popcorn before we? Great. So
you have Chase.
Sorry. Yeah, it's less of a popcorn because it sort of existed throughout the whole piece, but how a party cycles was done very well. Like how people are moving and shaking through a party, like that was done it was very fluid.
That's a great observation. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Was there any place in the scene where people felt like they dropped out or were momentarily confused? Mr. Gill?
Actually, I'm gonna speak to Devin's question about where to start. And I know he can do this. So the thing that I thought about this scene is, he even brings up there's a serial killer out there, and we don't know who he is, and you have all these personalities who could be or couldn't be or should be wary as they walk home or take an Uber or whatnot. I almost feel as though, not giving anything away, but having a murder take place in the beginning to kind of show the amount of, I don't know,
atmosphere.
Okay.
And then have a scene that's revelous and party and all that, and have it brought up, there's a serial killer out there. I think the impact of that line and the fact that people are leaving, it might give it a little bit more of what you need in terms of the danger that's out there, right? So just an established scene that does something really quick, but scares the living crap out of us. And then this party, and then all these people leaving, and you're like, oh my God, they're going on their own. He said, take an Uber. He said, take an Uber. So that was addressing what I think you were asking a little earlier.
Yeah,
Sorry.
heightening the situation.
I'll mute.
Anyone else? Are there any characters or plot elements that you want to see developed further? All of them? Anybody have any?
All of them.
All of them. Yeah.
You said it.
I mean, only because I'm part of the writer's room, but I can't wait to see what you've done with Rowan.
She's ready. Jessica's ready for Rowan, the revised Rowan.
Excellent.
Just one other thing to say, and I kind of know where this is going in terms of Aban and Valerio, and you kind of hint at it here, but again, that relationship to me is so compelling, so interesting, because it's unlike any of the other relationships that he has, and I look forward to the progression of that.
All right, in the last 20 seconds, anybody have any final thoughts to offer Devin?
Loved it.
You're awesome. Keep going.
Yeah, keep going. Keep going. That's
yeah, no, keep working.
You're
it's great.
awesome, Sumner. And you're still what?
I said Devin Awesome Sumner.
There you go.
You're still overdue for your interview on the band.
I know. Now that I'm doing stuff, I can.
So I just quickly, sorry, Ben. This is this is Devin's first time presenting. He's been in my class for over 2 years. Just really, he's a little shy, I think. But I think this is a very brave thing, and I think it was the right thing, Devin. And congratulations. I'm really, not for this to sound any way more than just how proud I am that you brought this to the lab, and I hope you come a lot more.
Please. That was
yeah.
And shout out to the wonderful cast. Thank you.
Yeah, really, Devin, keep it up. It has it's really good. Like, it has so much potential. Like, keep it going.
Thank you.
Please.
This
What
was a tough one to cast.
Successful debut. All right, thank you, Devin.
Thank you, Daniel, and thank you, Sadiq.
Thank you all.
Everybody, yes.
Thank you all.
So we're now moving on from One Night on Boulevard East to something completely different, but another large ensemble. This encounter may now begin by Perrin Pamato. Still a web series, correct, Perrin?
Yeah. As far as well, actually, I'll change that. This season that I'm starting to write, I'm trying to write it as more of like a streaming service, like 30-minute piece. So this is longer, which is why we're only doing the second and third act, because otherwise
Gotcha.
we're over time.
Okay, so real briefly, or I assume we're not starting right at the beginning. So
right.
So
So I mean, so in the first act, I'll start off by saying that this is based on my job as a standardized patient, which is where actors pretend to have diseases and then they interact with doctors and, try and teach doctors how to have empathy towards other human beings, along with the science. And anyhow, so in the first act, we are in a center that teaches a particular test that the doctors need to pass in order to pass their boards. And they have become very successful. And Maria, played by Monica Ray, has announced that because they're so successful, they are going to start auditioning for more standardized patients, which upsets the standardized patients that are working there because they were hoping for more work, and now you're going to be hiring more people, which means we're going to be getting less work. And so there's a very big drama about that among the SPs, and Mabel especially is upset about this because she's the oldest, and so she thinks she's going to get pushed out, being the oldest and being female and all that. So anyhow, that's the background of what is about to happen. We're starting in the second act with the encounters with the doctors, with that background in mind.
Do you have any questions for us going into it? Anything you want us to look out for?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess, I brought this in the last time. It was slightly shorter. One of the things that I was told is that, it needed to be about 10 pages longer for the streaming service thing. So I added 10 pages to it. And then that they also wanted more sense of what Joy's feeling about possibly fucking up these auditions is. Does Joy think that, it's a good idea? Does Joy think it's a bad idea? Where does she fall on that line? And so I sort of added, as part of the 10 pages, I added some scenes at the end there between her and Mabel to try and clarify that maybe a little bit anyway, not entirely, but so that's the, I guess, background of it. So yeah, I guess without any further ado, I'll be quiet and let them go ahead.
Yeah, let me just introduce your actors. We have Maria, played by Monica Ray. Joy will be read by Mandy Murphy. David Adam Gill is reading David. Madeline will be read by Kristen Hopkins, excuse me, Kirsten, sorry. Penelope, read by Mary Lauren. Mabel, by Jennifer Elizabeth Bradley. Preston will be read by Chase Naylor. And then we have, I believe, 3 male doctors who will all be read by Josh Hempel, and 3 female doctors all read by Erin Mohan. Stage directions by Todd Butera. Take it away.
The encounter may now begin. Season 2, Episode 1. We are in Act 2. Interior, Mabel's exam room. Mabel grabs her phone off the counter, begins texting.
Emergency meeting. 0930 lounge. Send.
Interior, David's exam room. David is making faces in the mirror. His phone plays the charge sound. Startled, he reaches for it, knocking it off into the trash.
Oh my God. Seriously?
Reaches in, pulls his phone out. It's dripping.
Who puts a full cup of coffee in the trash?
Interior, Joy's exam room.
Turn that smile upside down. Turn that smile upside down.
Joy's phone vibrates.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Mabel? Now I have to start all over. Ooh.
Doctors are lining up. SPs, please prepare.
Joy hops onto the hospital bed.
Turn that smile upside down. Turn that smile upside down.
Interior, Madeline's exam room. Madeline is doing jumping jacks in front of the mirror.
God, what do I have to do to get a sweat on? Damn you, strangely barren pores.
This encounter may now begin.
Oh, oh, fuck it. Come in.
Madeline begins pacing the room. Dr. Feinberg enters.
Good morning, Miss Jones.
Morning.
Wow, you look really hot.
Excuse me? What did you say?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I didn't mean.
So I'm not hot?
Oh, I just meant you look like you're temperaturely challenged.
I'm sorry, who are you?
I'm Dr. Feinberg. Who are you?
You don't know who I am?
Oh, no, I do. Miss Jones. How would you like to be addressed?
Samantha.
Samantha? Samantha Jones, like.
Yes, like, but not like. You hear me? So don't get any ideas, Mr. Oh, I see you're so hot.
Dr. Feinberg notices her gown has become see-through from the water. He can now see the pink flamingos on her bra. Madeline looks down, horrified. She pulls her gown away from her chest. Interior, Mabel's exam room. Dr. Hassenpfeffer is looking around the room.
Hello? Anybody here? I'm Dr. Emily Hassenpfeffer. I'm here to help you.
Dr. Hassenpfeffer goes to the side of the exam table. Mabel runs to the other side of the room.
Ah!
Who are you? Are you coming to take me away? They're coming to take me away, ho ho. They're coming to take me away, haha. And that's the name of the game.
I'm not coming to take you away. I'm Dr. Hassenpfeffer.
Hassenpfeffer. Like Laverne and Shirley. Schlemizel, Schlemazel, Hassenpfeffer Incorporated. Da, 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 da.
Okay, I'm your doctor. I just want to talk.
That's what they all say.
Who?
Him, her, they, them.
Interior, Penelope's exam room. Penelope sits on the bed, squirming in obvious discomfort. Dr. Samuel is sitting on a stool.
How can I help you?
I'm having explosive diarrhea.
Quick flash, David's exam room.
My face is messed up.
Quick flash, Preston's exam room.
My stomach is killing me.
Interior, Joy's exam room. Dr. Jackson stands in front of her.
I'm sad. I'm just sad all the time.
Even this.
Oh,
Dr. Jackson looks around, sees a box of tissues.
Here.
Dr. Jackson throws the tissues at Joy. They hit her in the face and fall to the ground.
They send me text messages.
Sorry.
Interior, Penelope's exam room.
Can you tell me more about that?
Penelope gets off the table and starts squirming about.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's going on?
It's my don't poo-poo dance. I think we're gonna have to make this quick.
Quick flash, control room. Maria puts on the headphones on and she cues up the monitor.
All right, cue up the magic.
Interior, David's exam room. Dr. Sikorsky.
Me want physical now?
You want physical? I want a physical. I think I had a stroke.
Yes, stroke. Yes.
Yes. I had a stroke? Oh my God. Why are you smiling? You just told me I had a stroke. Am I going to die?
No, you smile.
What? Why should I smile? I don't,
like this.
What do you get? What are you kidding me?
Here.
Dr. Sikorsky tries to grab David's face to make him smile.
Oh my God! Get off of me! Get off of me!
Quick flash, control room.
No hitting the doctors.
Interior, Preston's exam room. Preston is lying on the exam table with his abdomen exposed. Dr. Stevens, 30s, male, is listening to his abdomen with his stethoscope. As he does this, he places his hand on Preston's crotch. Close up on Preston's face as he reacts to this. He waits a few seconds to see if Dr. Stevens will notice. He doesn't.
Oh, sorry.
Is that good for you?
I didn't realize.
You didn't realize. Oh, wow. That's good for the self-esteem. I mean, I'm not a porn star or anything, but
I think you have gallstones.
Quick flash, control room. Preston's exam room is on the monitor.
pretty sure those weren't the stones that you were just feeling right now.
Maria slams her head onto the keyboard. Interior, Mabel's exam room.
So you hear voices?
Yes, they're everywhere. They come from the bed, the walls, Even this little thing.
Oh, that's a phone. Voices are supposed to come through that.
They type messages to me on it.
Yes, those are called texts.
Except now, when I want to show them to you, there's nothing. Maybe I should text them and then they'll respond and you'll see I'm not crazy. Huh?
Mabel types furiously. On screen, we see please respond. Need to meet during break. Quick flash, control room.
Is she texting? Oh, girl.
Interior, Joy's exam room. Her phone dings.
Do you want me to talk to me? Here, let me take that.
Dr. Jackson goes to take Joy's phone.
No. I need it. My husband said he'd be calling to check on me.
Oh, was that your husband?
Just an annoying coworker. She thinks she's going to get replaced and expects me to just come to the rescue because that's what I do. I just come to the rescue for everyone, but does anyone come to the rescue for me? No.
You think that's why you're sad?
I don't know. I mean, maybe, but mostly it just makes me mad. Oh, mad.
Quick flash, control room.
Guess that Enya ain't working. Fuck! Now I'm getting mad.
Interior, Madeline's exam room.
I want you to swallow.
I'm sure you do.
Excuse me?
I mean, haven't we been over this? I am not the Samantha Jones. I mean, even Kim Cattrall isn't even the Samantha Jones anymore. So please give it a rest, okay?
No, it's an exam for your thyroid. I think that's why you're so hot.
That's a new one. God, usually it's my bodacious booty or my ample bosom. Guess there's a kink for everyone.
It's a gland in your neck. When you swallow, it's easier for me to see. Would you like some water?
I'm good.
Yes, you are. Now I'm just gonna go behind you and...
Oh my God!
Madeline jumps off the bed.
What is this? Some autoerotic asphyxiation fantasy?
Oh no, I'm just trying to palpate.
Ew, I don't even know what that means, but it sounds disgusting.
Feel. It means feel. I was just trying to feel.
Quick flash, control room. Maria watches Madeline.
Girl, get back on that bed and let the boy do his job.
Timer goes off. Maria grabs a microphone. Interior, Madeline's exam room.
Me up? Is that it? You were trying to feel me up?
No, your thyroid. I was trying to feel your thyroid. I am a doctor. I do have to touch you occasionally.
Maria comes over the loudspeaker.
2 minutes remaining in the encounter. 2 minutes.
Madeline marches back to the exam bed and hops back on. Quick flash, control room. Monitor shows Madeline.
Thank you.
Maria switches monitor to Penelope.
All right, Penny Loafer, no cray-cray. Mama can't take any more of this.
Interior, Penelope's exam room. Dr. Samuel presses on her stomach.
Ow.
Presses again.
Ow.
Presses again.
Ow.
Presses once again.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I told you that we needed to be quick. Oh my God.
Penelope jumps off the bed, wraps the drapes around her midsection.
I think I sharded.
Quick flash, control room.
You have got to be shitting me.
Timer beeps. Maria grows to the microphone. Interior, Penelope's exam room.
Could you get me some paper towels?
Dr. Samuel runs to paper towel dispenser.
This encounter is over. Doctors, please leave the room. SPs, please meet me in the lounge.
Dr. Samuel grabs paper towels, throws them at Penelope, and runs from the room. End of Act 2. Act 3, Interior, SP Lounge. SPs are standing around. The silence is deafening. Maria enters.
What's up, Maria?
is this going to take long? We have to write our notes, and I have a lot of notes.
You have a lot of notes, really, because I've got some notes for you too. Like, how about not hitting the doctors?
She was trying to grab my face.
I don't care if she was trying to grab your cock.
Hey, I got that one covered.
Oh, right, Mr. Porn Star. Was it good for you?
Not really.
Too bad. Probably more action than you've gotten in a year.
Oh, you want to get in on this too? How about not texting in the middle of an encounter?
I was texting to my voices.
I don't care if you were texting to the man on the moon. You don't text during an encounter.
Maria, I mean, this morning with everything that you said, it's thrown us off our game. It's just a very messy situation.
As messy as shitting yourself?
Ew, Penelope.
You kidding me? Is that what I smell?
No, there is no smell. I do not shit myself. It's just a whoopee cushion.
Likely story.
It is. I keep it under my pillow. I have explosive diarrhea, remember?
Probably from all that curry you eat.
No, in the case. The case. I do not have diarrhea and I do not shit myself. See?
Penelope unwraps the drape from her waist, turns around, shows everyone a rear end.
Hoo-ah.
So that brown spot isn't shit, right?
What? What? Where?
Penelope puts her hand on her butt to feel while she's also trying to look behind, causing her to spin in continuous circles.
I feel like I've seen this movie before, right, David?
I don't know what you're.
Yeah. Deja vu.
The deja vu is much better. No offense.
You guys. Penelope, stop. Your ass looks great.
Thank you, Joy.
Speaking of asses, I think I was in the middle of ripping y'all a new one.
Look, Maria, I think Penelope is right. You dropping this on us right before our shift starts, it threw off our game. People have a right to be mad.
Mad or mad.
Seriously, after everything we put up with around here, I just had another doctor hit on me. I might as well work at Hooters. At least then I'd get tipped after.
You want a tip? Stop spraying yourself with so much water. You look like you entered a wet t-shirt contest.
All we want is some appreciation and a sense that what we do matters around here.
I clapped for you, didn't I?
And then asked us to provide you with cheaper, younger versions of ourselves so you can put us out to pasture.
It was a suggestion, okay? Thought you'd like to work with your friends, and I'd like to not sit through hours of shitty auditions.
So why not let us sit through hours of shitty auditions?
Yeah, we're actors. We spend our lives sitting through shitty auditions.
Usually your own.
No way.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, we handle the open call, then you pick from the rest.
Ooh, I already have ideas for games we could make them play. Give me your best monologue, but do it with appendicitis.
To be or not to be.
Preston falls to the floor.
Or like a mammoth monologue, only you have Tourette's.
How could you tell?
Please, Maria, it would mean so much to all of us. And it would give you more free time to do whatever it is you do outside of here or whatever.
Fine. If it will get us through the rest of this shift and this week without any more crazy, go for it. But not all of you. Joy, your idea, so you handle it.
Wait. It was my idea.
Joy begged better.
I can beg. Please, Maria, I can do the audition.
No.
I do need an assistant.
Fine, pick, but not Mabel, David, or Preston.
What? Why not me?
Gee, I don't know, porn star.
I said I wasn't a porn star. I mean, I tried once, but they said my acting was too good.
I'm sure. Joy?
Okay, then Madeline, you said you had ideas.
It's gonna be so exciting.
No spray bottles though, okay? For you. If you want to chase the auditioners away with one, it's your call.
I have ideas too.
You're going to put a whoopee cushion on their chair?
It's in the case. Give it a rest.
Fine, whatever. We have a shift to finish, and you better believe you're SPing for your motherfucking lives from now on. Let's go.
Maria gestures them all out of the SP lounge. Penelope stops, hugs Maria.
Thank you.
Off me and stop with the whoopee cushion. Doctors talk. Don't even thinking there's an SP with shitty underwear in room 5.
Interior hallway. SPs enter their rooms and the doctors look on. Mabel grabs Joy's arm and she's about to enter her room.
Hey, I got some ideas too.
Okay, we can talk later.
Great. When?
I don't know. Later.
Well, like at the next break?
Like, I don't know, Mabel. Can we just get through the shift?
Okay. Cool. Meeting after the shift.
No!
Joy grabs Mabel's gown to stop her, inadvertently untying her gown.
Hey, cool your jets. I always knew you had a thing for me, but damn, girl. These doctors aren't here for that kind of education.
Pointing into her room.
Just get in here.
If you insist. Usually, I like to take my time, but I have been known to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop in 3 licks or less.
In.
Joy pushes Mabel into her room, enters herself, and slams the door. Interior, Joy's exam room.
Where do you want me, Joy Toy?
You really don't want me to answer that. And keep the damn gown on.
I feel like I'm getting some mixed signals here.
Well, then let me be clear. First off, this, ew. I mean, nothing personal, but.
You want to see my butt?
No, Christ, can we just focus, please?
2 minutes.
Maria over the loudspeaker.
2 minutes remaining in patient notes. 2 minutes remaining.
And why'd you pull me in here?
So we can discuss this audition situation, not in front of a bunch of doctors who don't need to know all our dirty laundry.
I don't know about yours, but my gown is always clean.
Mabel! Oh, I don't want to have a meeting with you about the auditions, okay? I mean, didn't you hear Maria? You're not even supposed to be involved. I don't even know why I'm involved yet again. Joy to the rescue.
So, all the more reason to let me help. Madeline and Penelope are too nice. I know just what to do to fuck all this up.
They're going to hire more people one way or the other. Why not make sure they're people we like or need? Get a few more types around here.
And how do you think that's going to go? You think they're going to pay them the same as us or pay them way less and book them way more?
You're just being paranoid.
Am I? We don't have no union. And you know Maria wants us gone. The sooner we're gone, the sooner all that University of Saskatchewan shit gets forgotten.
Maria wouldn't.
No.
No.
If you say so. But I wouldn't stand at a bus stop with her. Just saying.
Patient notes has now ended. Please scroll down and hit submit. Then move to your next encounter.
See you after the shift. We'll make a great team. Starsky and Butch.
Mabel exits the room.
This encounter may now begin.
Mabel off stage from the hall.
Did you hear that? Where is that voice coming from?
Joy hops onto the exam bed.
I don't need that Enya anymore. Come in.
Fade out. End of Act 3.
And that was time.
Wow.
Just
So
a few
5.
seconds over, actually. So we're going to take 5 minutes for feedback. terrific job. Perrin, every time I hear this, it just gets better and better. The writing is so witty. I'm really impressed. So any popcorn moments, folks? What jumped out at you? I was laughing out loud. I was very glad I was muted.
Many times, yeah. I thought the last scene between Mabel and Joy was just exquisitely written. I have great moments throughout, obviously throughout, but that last scene just was the icing on the cake.
Good, thank you.
David Gill?
Yeah, I do want to. That's part of what my popcorn moment was. You have all this action, all this cacophony happening in between the rooms and everything, and then you have this nice little moment between Joy and Mabel that is just the two of them, and I feel as though it's not only a rest for the audience, but it's also it gives you, it really focuses the action as to what is up next.
Yes.
Yeah. Any other popcorn? Mr. Checkley?
Yeah. So one of the things that really stood out to me was how unique every single one of these characters was in their specific encounters that they had. And they were all so absurd and so hysterical. I think the one moment that really stood out was when Preston just very calmly, "So is it good for you?"
Totally.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have to say, I've read in almost every iteration of this from the first time. How long have you been working on this now?
It's been, I mean, a few years, yeah.
Yeah.
Between all the different episodes.
And I love how I feel the specificity of each of these characters is just getting more and more specific. Well, hello. Exact, I guess, so that they're so distinctive one from the other that it's very easy to identify even in a Zoom reading format.
And how poorly suited they are for each of their ailments. How terribly suited they are for each of their ailments. It's like you couldn't have picked the worst person to have this ailment, which is hysterical.
Erin?
And going off of that, even the doctors who are just on for like moments, like even they all felt really distinct. Like when I was reading the script, I was like, oh yeah, I know who these doctors are. I've had some of these doctors.
Absolutely.
As have I. I've interacted with many of them.
Yeah, I'm sure there are even countless more stories. I really can't wait to see what else comes from this. Was there any moments in this that confused folks or where they felt like they dropped out at all? I didn't. Anything? What?
Didn't drop out, but Mabel's butt. Not you, Jen, Mabel.
Anything anybody specifically saw that they would like to see developed further? For me, something I noticed that was developed further was the whole spinning thing with Penelope as a callback to what happens with David and his holy boxer shorts,
right,
which was in an earlier scene.
Right.
The holy drawers.
Yes.
Anybody else have anything that they really want to see more of?
I like the whole feel of like the gray area, gray area anatomy. Like you want to see them like, to me, it's like you want to see all the actors like are on point and they're like all typecast into their own neuroses. And I want to see them interact outside of the world too. And I like that moment when they were all in the room together.
Yeah.
And they're really just like what they're playing. They're not really acting. Their ailments, they're really like that. And I love that part. And I'd like to see, I liked when Mabel and Joy spun off because it makes me curious about how the other characters also interact with each other outside of the assignment.
And unless parents changed it much, there's a lot of that happens before where we started tonight. Mandy?
I wanted to say I love the last scene, but I'm thinking about mediums now, and I realized something. The way that the last scene ends feels like it leads into something else, which feels very web series. It doesn't feel so episodic. I just wanted to make a call out to that. I loved it. I think the content is all great and it's there, but it did make me think about that, right? When you can like click to the next thing to go versus like.
It is going to be sort of episodic, even though it's still like, you know what I mean? Like if you watch like Netflix stuff too, right? Like there's always like
Definitely.
a cliffhanger that like gets
Right, but they can't. It's I'm not. Don't listen to me if it's too critical. But you know how like they come to a close, right? There's like a full like solid resolution as opposed to just like now. It felt just a teeny bit. If that makes sense. If it doesn't, don't take it.
Well, and we're at time, so if there are other things people want to add, please make sure to take advantage of the feedback form for all of our scenes tonight, because we would love to hear from you. And if you want to take a moment, and then of course you can always rewatch this on our YouTube channel. But terrific work, Perrin, and another great ensemble. Your cast of
Yes, it was awesome. You guys were great. Thank you so much.
Terrific work.
Yes.
All right, we're up to scene number 3, which is our own Mandy Murphy. And I understand this is it's called Kendra. It's a brand new piece, and I'll let Mandy tell us and introduce it however she wishes, and let us know what to look for.
Thank you, Sugar. Brand new piece is probably the best way to put it. I am taking a stab at something brand new. It's very yummy, messy. I'm throwing the noodle against the wall to see what's gonna stick. I'm not going to give you too much background on it. I could, but I'm playing with the idea that this might be the first scene of the play. So I kind of want to see what everybody's initial reactions are as far as that goes. And I'm also super curious about what you're curious about, if anything, and if you're interested in seeing more. Genuine question.
Right, yeah. Great. Okay.
These peeps.
Smaller cast, yeah. We have Chase Naylor, the man of 1,000 faces, tonight playing Rod, and Miley Binion in the title role as Kendra, and stage directions by the inimitable Erin Mohan.
I do have to say one more thing. This has adult content, pretty adult content, and so just in case there are any little ones out there in YouTube land or Zoom land, this might be the time for a potty break, at least for the first.
All right, y'all heard the fine print. Take it away.
Kendra, a full-length play by Mandy Murphy. Lights up on a sparse motel room with 30-year-old carpet. Holes from dropped cigarettes litter the furniture and carpet alike. A beautiful painting of a country landscape sprinkled with wildflowers hangs above the bed. It stands out next to muted decor of the rest of the room. The year could be 1960 or 2000, as time in this room has managed to stand still despite weekly or daily cleanings. Daytime court drama can be heard coming from an old tube TV that sits atop a chest of drawers. On the bed, amidst the old sheets and dirty green comforter, are a young man and woman having sex. Rod, 19, is on top, bracing himself against the mattress and looking down at Kendra, 18, as he fucks her with an inexperienced attempt at rhythm. A chair sits in front of the bed facing the TV. On the chair is a brand new infant's car seat. Digger, 3 months, is strapped into the seat with eyes wide open, watching the TV and taking in the world around him. He babbles and kicks his little feet. The couple grunts and moans together with no regard that there is a baby in a room.
Okay. Now?
Rod nods his head.
Wait. Put it on my stomach.
Rod raises himself to his knees and comes on her stomach.
Oh, holy shit.
Kendra throws her head back and closes her eyes. Rod pants and collapses next to her on the bed.
That was...
You laughing at me?
Yeah, your face.
Well, I can't help my face.
No, it's good.
Oh, like that?
That. It's stupid funny, but it's good. Kinda.
Okay. Next time I'll just be all like this. Is this good? Oh, holy shit, babe. You are so fucking fuck. You know that?
He rolls over and starts energetically kissing parts of her body as he names them.
These tits, your face, and your neck, your face, your whole damn face.
He attempts to kiss every part of her face that he can.
Quit it.
Oh shit.
What?
Rod rolls over and pulls a couple of tissues from the box on the nightstand.
I think we made a mess.
You.
It's your fault.
He uses the tissues to wipe her stomach. Kendra flinches and giggles.
No.
Don't fucking
tickle me.
Stay still.
Oh shit, it's running down my side. Get it. Get it.
We got a runner.
What are you doing?
I got it. It's a lot. I didn't get it. I don't get it.
Gross.
Oh shit.
Well, go get a damn towel. Damn.
They both laugh. Rod gets up and exits to the bathroom.
Hurry, it's running again.
Stop looking at my butt.
I wasn't.
Rod comes back with a towel from the bathroom. He quickly hops to the front of the bed and peeks over at Digger.
Hey, Diggy, you taking notes?
Digger starts to cry.
Damn, get the fuck over here.
He hops back on the bed, continues cleaning her up.
Why'd you do that? Don't say shit like that to him.
What?
Just.
She takes the towel from him and finishes wiping herself off.
Well, it was funny.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
She stands up and puts on her bra, panties, and t-shirt.
I mean, he's looking at my dick, so.
Stop it.
She hits him playfully.
So fucking stupid.
He grabs her and pulls her back to the bed, tickling her.
I'm what?
Stop.
Huh?
Quit. I need to get the baby.
She crawls out of bed and as Rod tries to give her a smack on the ass. She goes to Digger and picks him up out of his car seat.
Oh, what is wrong? Oh my goodness, so mad.
I didn't mean to scare him like that.
Did he scare you with his big old butt? Huh?
You mean dick?
I did not say that.
Okay.
She smiles at Rod while bouncing Digger in her arms.
Damn, he's pissed.
He's just hungry.
Doesn't smell like he's hungry. Shit, that's. Did you rip ass from him?
Do you have a dirty butt?
I like that.
What?
How you talk to him? I don't know. I just like it.
What for?
He loves his mama. Look.
You like me? Hand me one of the big towels from them.
Yeah.
Rod goes back into the bathroom and comes back with a bath towel. He lays it on the floor.
Would you please put something on too? All we need is him comparing.
Who?
Don't.
She gives him a stern look.
It's just weird.
What is?
Flopping around and stuff, just weird looking. And now this one, he starts playing with his own little thing. Y'all boys are weird.
What?
He continues to laugh. Kendra can't help herself and laughs as well. Kendra stops crying.
Look, see him? You laugh and he shuts up and just looks at you, all bug-eyed.
Yeah.
It's cool. He knows his mama.
Say, I know you too, big butt man. Now put on some pants.
It's called free balling.
Seriously. Okay, let's clean your butt.
Rod pulls on his underwear and jeans as Kendra changes Digger's diaper.
I feel so dirty.
I don't see you cleaning a shitty diaper. Izzy.
No, the whole motel thing, you know, I feel like it feels bad. I don't know. Like I should give you money or something.
Wait, what the fuck?
No, geez, come on. Like, just feels dirty is all. I like it. Come on. You know, I don't mean that.
I'm gonna throw
He
this.
holds up the dirty diaper.
Don't you dare.
She fake attempts throws it at him and he flinches.
You mind though?
She nods at the trash can and Rod grabs it so she can dispose of the diaper. She wipes Digger's butt and then stops suddenly.
See, do you see this? Look.
What?
He's doing it again. He keeps grabbing at his thing. He can't even see it and he's messing with it. Look.
I see.
Watch, I'll wipe his butt and he won't stop.
She does and he doesn't.
Oh my God.
I don't know what to tell you.
Rod lays down on his belly next to Kendra, looking at Digger.
Not in front of the ladies, buddy.
He finishes changing his diaper and buttons back up his clothes. She also looks down at him, admiring.
Damn.
I know. I made that.
Yeah.
Crazy. I've been staring at him sometimes and he looks right back at me for like ever. I swear. It's like I can see him growing little by little if I keep watching. Like those time-lapse videos, you know, of plants like that. Like, look at his hair. Remember when he came out, he didn't have no hair, and now look at him. And his hands, they're so big. He can like hold my whole titty when he eats now. Like he's holding a bottle already.
But it's your boob.
Yes, babies drink from your boobs. I haven't slept at all in 3 months, but I almost don't want to. I feel like I'll wake up and he'll be bigger and bigger, and I'll be.
I mean, he will be.
I know.
He just looks like more and more.
What?
I didn't. What?
You heard from him? I didn't say nothing.
You heard from him at all this week?
Have you?
Have you? I've been thinking about it, and this, and I.
Can we not?
Not what?
This.
This what?
I don't want to.
We can't talk about him at all? Since when?
That's not what you're doing, and you know it.
What am I doing?
I'm doing this.
Are you kidding me? She's not going to talk.
Not about this.
So you just get to decide it like that. Like I don't have, like you get to decide it all. You bring his kid in here while we, and you're just going to give me shit because I want to talk about that?
What? Why can't we just keep doing this? We was laughing and having fun not 2 seconds ago, and we just don't need to do this so seriously. Just don't, okay?
You don't love him.
Oh my God.
You don't. I haven't even said nothing before, but you don't. Why are you here with me if you love him?
You know what? Fuck you.
What?
I do fucking love him, and fuck you. How dare you? How?
Kendra gets up and starts putting on the rest of her clothes and packing up she and Digger's things.
Come on, don't. I'm not trying to make you mad. Hey, stop. Can we just talk about it?
You not fucking stayed in here before?
What?
With my husband for our fucking honeymoon. I stayed in here.
The fuck would you tell me that?
Because I didn't want to make you feel bad. But clearly you don't fucking care the same way about my shit, so there.
I didn't fucking know that.
Yeah, and so now we aren't going to talk about it.
I don't. What does that have to do with what I'm trying to?
Stop! You want me to what? Just call him and what? Fine, let's call him.
Kendra grabs her phone and starts tapping on the screen.
Do it then.
What should I tell him, Rod?
That you fucking love me, Kenny, and he's a piece of shit, and that hits you and doesn't give a fuck about his fucking kid. How about that?
Digger starts to cry at that moment, at the moment that Kendra's phone rings in her hand. She looks at the screen.
Fuck. Can you?
She gestures to Digger. Rod goes over and picks up the baby and tries to calm him down. Kendra looks at her phone for a few moments.
Fuck.
She answers it.
Hey, baby.
She listens.
I didn't? Did it? I only heard it ring a couple of times. It's at Mama's.
She listens.
I know. Hang on, I'll get.
She looks at Rod.
Mama, is he okay? Can you check his butt for me, please?
Rod looks at her and then continues to try and shush the baby.
I'm trying. What else do you want me to do?
She listens.
I'm sorry. I didn't. Okay. I know. I tried calling earlier to just say hi. I wasn't. I know you are. I just haven't heard from you. And I know. I'm sorry. Okay. Michael?
She looks at her phone, realizing that he has hung up. Kendra sits on the bed trying to collect herself as Rod continues to bounce Digger and hold him close. Lights shift. Rod and Digger disappears as Michael enters with a bride's cheap veil in hand. He puts it on Kendra's head. He turns and she jumps on his back. Lights shift. We are in the same motel, but 6 months earlier. Michael runs in with Kendra on his back, a veil in her hand and a bouquet of fake flowers in her hand. She wears a ratty old t-shirt and denim shorts. End of excerpt.
Yeah.
Wow. That was wonderful, wonderful work.
Good job, guys.
That was, yeah, I'm honestly a little speechless. That was amazing to watch. The shift in the dynamic from where it started to where it ended was really amazing to see, and such a short amount of time. Bravo. All right, so popcorn moments. Anybody have any?
I like a good joke, as you saw.
Oh,
And
yes.
yeah, no, it was funny because that was my first question in my head, like, who's the father of Digger? And that came through so easily. And and I'm with Kirby and I think everyone else, like the shift from, lighthearted, kind of like flirty, to this like serious, like you get to a serious issue. It was just beautiful.
Aaron?
Sorry, sorry if I missed the stage direction. My cat decided to try to climb my leg at that point. I was like, ah! The moment that stood out to me was when she said, "I made that. Look at that. I made that." And it was so telling because like you could see the pride in her, but you could also tell like she wasn't giving her husband any credit for the baby. And I just all in that one line.
Ben?
Well, the moment where like the beginning and in the middle, like when they were having sex and the baby starts crying and the changing of the diapers, it's like, it just showed really a dramatic shift from taking care of a baby like to having sexual intercourse from taking care of a baby. Like it was really quite amusing. And I did not know you could write like that. I mean, keep writing. You're the best.
David Guild and Monica Ray?
The thing that I noticed, it was really subtle. Maybe it wasn't as subtle as I think it was, but the resentment of Chase's character for the baby that turned into almost envy, that it was her baby and that he almost wanted it to be his. That was beautiful because the shift in is his character Preston? I'm sorry, no. Yeah?
Rod,
sorry. It was just
like you played 3 people tonight. Y'all be
yeah, no, I get it. That's why I was asking. I was like,
be a little kind to yourself.
Preston.
Hello, my name is Preston.
But yeah, the emotional and the inner workings of the mind that goes from that you're able to express that part of this character to the envy, to the I wish this was my baby because then it would be my baby with you, as opposed to that other guy. That was I'm probably over talking it, but I thought that was really, really strong, and in a way that wasn't overt. It just happened within the dialogue, which is always the best way for it to happen. Beautiful writing, Mandy.
Monica?
Yeah, popcorn moment. I appreciated, where everything shifts because the baby's getting a diaper change and he starts touching himself, and people may not know that, babies do that. It was really perfect to see like that it wasn't about the baby, like their anxieties that started to rise and their comments had nothing to do with the child. It was like the Rorschach, their ink blot of these bigger issues. And that kind of hinged the whole scene. And so you did that intentionally. That was quite perfect. I could talk about that one a lot, but I thought it was a really perfect shift of seeing that we're not talking about what we're really talking about. Yeah. So it was
for me, the whole thing was kind of a popcorn moment in watching this exercise in such authenticity of these characters and this place. Nothing struck me as artificial or forced. You were kind of in this awkward, slightly embarrassed, flirty, giggling moment with them. And the way the beats changed in the scene as it progressed from the reality of the baby to the emotional place that they were in, where where they could lose themselves they were lost in themselves at the beginning. And then as they got more grounded again in their reality, and we learned all that in such a relatively short time. I really thought that was a masterful introduction of these characters, and I so can't wait to see what happens next. Miley.
Yes, just piggybacking on what you said, as far as things what you were talking about, how you were considering this being the first scene, I can really see this actually being a strong first scene, even though it kind of picks up in the middle. But I think it really kind of sets up exactly what you're expecting, and you want to find out more. So I think it makes total sense as an introduction.
Yeah.
David?
Yeah, I wasn't going to say this, but yeah, the fact that this is where they got, but how did they get here? The bridal, the bride running into that hotel room. If you keep the hotel room as your solid set location, I think that'll be really fantastic. My other popcorn moment was the time lapse camera. I stare at him like one of those plants growing. And I swear to God, I can see him grow. He didn't have hair when he came out of me. Now look at him, he has hair. All the way up to the point where, and soon he's going to be so big, and she stops and he says, "It's going to happen." That was just, I mean, among everything else, that really stood out to me.
Another popcorn moment for me was your actors. Fantastic chemistry. And Miley, your conversation with the husband on the phone, I totally bought it. I was there with you and like feeling very uncomfortable in that awkward moment. But yeah, you guys just did terrific work. Was there any point that anybody felt confused or that they dropped out for a moment?
I didn't drop out, but I do have a question if I can. Because the advantage of reading the stage directions, I kept having to constantly remind myself, like, oh, they're 18 and 19. And then when we went back 6 months. So my question is Kendra like an old 18? Is she about to turn 19, or was she 17 6 months ago? Or like just her? So like, I mean, you might not have these answers. These are things that came into my brain. They're not things I expect you to answer. But that's just because I was like, as we were going, I kept having to remind myself, like, oh, she's 18. Oh yeah, she's 18. Oh yes, like, oh, and she's pregnant 6 months ago because the baby's only 3 months. So she's gonna be real big in that wedding scene when she's jumping on him. So yeah.
I was gonna ask, that was gonna be my question. Thank you, Erin. Did everybody feel like they read 18 and 19?
Well, to stereotype it for the South, maybe. For the Midwest and the South.
I thought she was a very mature 18. Very mature 18.
Well, then
a wise 18 maybe is.
Yeah, so I thought the language reflected their age because it was very there was a lot of imagery. There was a lot of, it's like this, it's like that. But yes, I thought she was a wise 18, but you can become you can be a foolish 17-year-old and have a baby and become a wise 18-year-old. That's my take on that. You grow up really quickly when all of a sudden you become a parent, or hopefully you do. And
Yeah.
she seems like the type of person who would.
Miley?
And what I was gonna say is that I have family members and like distant people that I know growing up that they also, I think it's a funny thing, and I think she's like this too, where 18-year-olds who have kids, even if they're not the wisest, they suddenly think they are the wisest. They feel like they grew up 5 years and they know everything now that they've had a kid. And I think there's like a certain, you know what I mean, a confidence, or they feign maturity now that they get there. And I saw it in your writing, and at least that's how I interpreted it.
And to go on that too, it's just, you also get the naivete of them too, like when she's talking about the baby and he's talking about like you can get the urgency that he wants to be the father, even though he's kind of like the side piece and all that stuff. You get kind of how naive they are and how the baby is just this new experience for Kendra, and it's just eye-opening to her at this point of her life.
Great. Thanks, Devin. Are there any things that stood out in this scene that you want to see developed further, or look forward to learning more about either character or the plot?
Hell yeah, everything.
It's on the feedback form. I have to ask.
Doom husband, why does she stay with him? That's my
Yeah,
biggest.
I want to see this play develop.
Mm.
And I want to see you write more, Mandy, because you were born to write.
Thanks, coach. I'm back in the game.
Yeah, you're back in the game.
If we have do we still have time? Are we coming up on it? Because I have one more question.
We got about 40 seconds left.
I'm curious if when anyone realized that Rod wasn't Diggy's daddy. Did you know from the top, or was there a time when you figured it out?
I felt like I kind of knew from the top that he wasn't.
Okay.
But I couldn't point. I mean, I'd have to see it again or read it, but I can't point to anything but that was just a feeling I had
It was the kind of reveal for me.
And then it was confirmed.
Say that again, David.
It was kind of a reveal for me. Like, I wanted him to kind of be the dad, but then, I wasn't shocked when he wasn't, but I kind of wanted to them be like the Raising Hope couple, if you ever saw that series,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Aaron, and then we have to move on.
I knew when she said I made that, not we made that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I knew it wasn't his baby.
Yeah, that definitely confirmed it.
Just quickly, sorry. Also, just the comments he had about you taking notes and all that, he didn't speak to the child with any fatherly affection. And that could have been the age or whatnot, but I didn't feel I didn't know that he absolutely wasn't his father, because of course there are fathers who are jealous of the child because the mother, it gets in the way of the mother. But when she said, I made that, yes, that was where I keyed into.
Great.
Thank you guys so much.
Can't wait for more, Mandy. Thank you so much.
Bravo to my lovely actors. Thank you guys for giving them some breath.
Terrific work. All right, we've come to that point of the evening where we're having it'll be time for our last scene, which is The Wet Bathing Suit by Mark Hoffmeyer. Mark, welcome.
David.
Thank you. We're very much looking forward to this. What do you have to tell us about it?
Well, want to give kudos, and I think it's like an ode to David Gill's playwriting workshops, and should be. This is a combination of two prompts combined, and I'd like to know if you think it works, and two, if you think that, as I've been writing it, that it would make a good one-act play, which I think.
So we're seeing it from the beginning, so you really don't need to provide any setup.
Correct, in terms of what's written now.
Right,
and it's a period piece.
Okay.
And based on a short story that I wrote. Okay,
excellent.
We have a terrific cast.
Yeah, looking forward to that. The Wet Bathing Suit by Mark Hoffmeyer. Our cast is Dad, read by Todd Butera, Mother, read by Jennifer Elizabeth Bradley, Son, read by Josh Hemphill, and stage directions by the ever-present, multi-talented Chase Naylor. Take it away, guys.
The Wet Bathing Suit, June 1989, Northeast Philadelphia. The tiny kitchen, back door, driveway, and garage of a 30s Tudor-style house. Adjacent to the driveway is a large backyard framed by a wooden fence. The fence has a thorny rose and flowering hydrangea bushes covering much of it. Hydrangea, thank you, sorry. Bushes covering much of it. Walt sits in the kitchen chair closest to the back door, drinking from a large tumbler. The back door opens. Matt rushes in.
I know, I'm late. Didn't call. Sorry. I was swimming at Bob's parents' new pool.
Well, here he is. Thought you'd honor us with your presence and grab a free meal while you're at it.
Well, I think Mom didn't hear you say that.
Your bathing suit is wet and it's dripping all over the floor.
Where is Mom?
She's not home yet, went shopping after work.
Oh, Dad, that drink is potent. What is it, gin?
Little pre-dinner cocktail. You work today?
Foreman said he had enough regulars.
You're not aggressive enough. Speak up. What did you do then?
Hanging out, mostly. I washed the car, cut the grass, both lawns. Didn't you notice?
Little rough around the edges. Hydrangeas need trimming. Notice that.
The back lawn is all ugly crabgrass. I mean, we should put fertilizer, do a complete makeover.
Walt gets up, heads to the liquor cabinet, pours gin nearly to the top of his glass, adds a cube.
What's the story with Oberlin? I saw the letter addressed to you. Summer school again?
No way. Last summer was enough. I'd rather work.
Or swim all day at a friend's house.
Hey, Dad, did you see the cover story in Time? The tanker that ran aground in Alaska, spilled tons of oil?
I skimmed it. Lots of misinformation about the damage.
I remember when you took me to the port in Bristol. Oh, that sulfur made my eyes burn.
That's why I gave you the goggles, which you wouldn't wear.
And the gallery breakfast. Oh, it was amazing. Biggest pancakes I've ever seen.
Yes, it were. They make such a big deal about this incident. Christ's sake, after all, they want to sue the company and then complain about the pollution.
Dad, the ocean is finite. It can't continue to absorb all the oil spills and not get polluted.
You don't know what you're talking about.
You were so loyal to that company of ours. They have you brainwashed.
Poppycock.
I only hope they're as loyal to you. You've worked for them like your entire life right out of college.
Don't worry about my job. You have enough to think about. Like taking advantage of that expensive school that I'm paying for every month.
Well, Dad, now that you mention it, I've been thinking a lot about dropping out.
Like a useless major. What kind of a job can you get with a degree in English?
I go to a liberal arts college, not a trade school. I'm not going to be a chemical engineer, Dad, and I hate math.
You've always been very good at math.
Your fantasy.
If you wanted to, you could get a good paying job at any number of fields, but like everything else, you give up when it gets too difficult.
Man, that is so unfair and untrue. Yeah, I'm leaving. Tell Mom I'll be home for dessert.
Where the hell do you think you're going? Your mother is expecting you for dinner. And take that bathing suit down to the basement. It's dripping all over that chair.
I've made my decision. Stop paying tuition at that expensive college. As of now. I'm sick and tired of hearing about it.
Could have gone to Temple right here. You could have lived at home, but you had to go to that fancy private school. I should have insisted.
Well, to quote you, hindsight is 2020.
Don't be a smart aleck. Or sicked.
I'm just saying I don't want you paying my tuition anymore.
You have plans I don't know about?
I'm not going back. I hate that school. I'm not happy there.
What does happy have to do with it? Is there something you're not telling me?
I'm taking a leave of absence. I want to start my life.
Oh, a sabbatical. All right, then. At least you have a good reason.
Go ahead. Make fun. You know, why don't you at least...
Say, I ask you what you think that you're planning on doing. Do you even have a plan?
Yes, I do, as a matter of fact. You know, I thought you'd be thrilled, Dad. No more loans.
What is that smell? Have you been smoking those horse shit leaves again? You know, I found a bag of them in your glove compartment. All you need is to get stopped by the police and they'll look at your registration. They'll look right in there. And
What were you and the doing in the glove compartment of my car? You didn't throw it out, did you? You know, I just call it what it is, will you? It's marijuana, not horse shit.
Dope. The perfect name for it. Of course I threw it out. I don't want you getting in trouble with the law again.
Oh, that was the best pot.
All right, so no college. So what's next? How will you support this little adventure of yours?
I'll work, Dad. I'll get a job. Jobs. As many it takes. I'll mow lawns and I'll get paid for it.
May I be so bold to ask as to where are these lawns?
Far from here. Out west.
You're doing this on your own?
Yes, on my own. Is that so hard to believe? What the fuck?
Watch your language and take that goddamn bathing suit down to the basement. The hell do you think this is? Some sort of a flop house?
Yes, Daddy.
Matt passes his father on the way to the cellar door. Walt slams the door on him as he starts down the stairs, sending Matt reeling headfirst. He grabs onto the wood banister to break his fall, absorbing splinters in his hands as he does.
Ow! Motherfucker, what the hell?
Matt rushes back up the stairs. When he opens the cellar door, his father greets him with a roundhouse punch aimed at his face. Matt easily avoids the punch, grabs hold of the lapels of his father's jacket, shoving him out the back door.
Are you out of your mind? Huh? You could have killed me.
Matt holds his father at bay as Walt swings repeatedly at his son's face, missing wildly. Walt's face is flushed, nearly purple.
Look at him. Look at his eyes. He's high on dope. He's on drugs.
Walt struggles and breaks free of Matt's grasp, slips and falls into the concrete driveway, ripping his pant legs and scraping one knee enough to draw blood.
Ah! Ow!
Dad, Dad, are you all right?
Get out of here, you lunatic! Get out of my house! Go on, get the hell out of here!
Dad, please, I'm sorry. I thought you were pushing me down the cellar.
Go west. I don't care what you do. Get the hell out of my home.
Walt collects himself and inspects his ripped pant legs and knee wound.
Ruined a perfectly good suit. Look what you did to my knee.
Dad, let's go inside. Stop the bleeding. Talk about this, please. We need to.
Get out of my way. Don't you touch me.
Walt pushes past Matt and goes into the house. Matt collapses on the seat of the lawnmower in the garage. Pause. The back door bursts open. Walt storms into the garage carrying Matt's stereo, speakers, etc., and throws them against the rear wall of the garage, shattering them.
You want to go? I'll give you a head start on packing. Don't get up. I'll get the rest of your stuff.
Stop it. Will you, Dad? Stop the melodrama, okay? Please just talk to me. Fine. You want an audience?
Matt applauds, clapping as his father makes each trip return, throwing his son's belongings against the back wall of the garage.
Yeah, you go, old man. That's right. Hey, you know what? You forgot my clarinet and the golf clubs. Dad, please? Can we just talk about us? Not about golf or school. We need to talk about something more important than the weather.
Nothing to talk about. You've made up your mind.
Let's talk about that. Why do I want to go?
Would you do something useful? You please go and get me some Band-Aids?
Of course. Your knee, it's still bleeding.
Don't you worry about my knee. I can take care of myself. Just get the Band-Aids and get some hydrogen peroxide. Can you remember all that?
A car is heard entering the driveway. Walt freezes. Matt runs into the house to get the first aid. Ella exits the car and assesses the scene.
Walt? Oh my God, what happened?
Never mind about that. Would you go and get me some paper towels, please? And the iodine?
Where's Matt? What happened, for God's sake?
Inside. Will you go and help him, please, and get the first aid?
Fine. Stop yelling at me.
She starts inside as Matt comes rushing out and bumps into her.
Mom, sorry, you okay?
Are you? Here, give me that stuff. I'll take care of your father. Walk back to the fence and try to collect yourself.
Could you ignore him and just hand me the first aid, please?
Stop it, Walter. I'll be right with you. Do as I say.
Matt walks past his father to the end of the backyard and leans against the fence.
What just happened? What the hell was that? I'm shaking. I'm like hyperventilating or something. Breathe, Matt. Breathe. Just breathe. Oh God, I gotta get out of here. I can't stand it another day. I'll stay at no. Reed's parents won't have me, or Bob's. Stay somewhere else. Oh, I can't take this anymore. Wish I had a joint. Threw out my stash. Fuck.
Oh, for Pete's sake, Walter, go in the house and do it yourself then.
Thank you, I will. I don't need your or anyone's help.
Ella goes into the kitchen. Walt follows and goes upstairs. Ella pours something in the glass and then walks it out to meet Matt.
Hey, you. I brought you something.
Huh?
Drink. Drink this.
What is it? What is it?
Drink it. It'll calm your nerves.
Matt looks at the glass, sniffs, looks at his mother, sips cautiously, and coughs.
Oh, wow.
If anyone told me I would be handing my son a glass of whiskey after fighting his father, I would say, handing whom?
Thanks.
What happened, son?
As the sorcerer said to the king, I don't know.
Matt will continue to sip the whiskey throughout until it's finished.
Your father's knee is pretty banged up.
His knee? What about my psyche? I don't know, my self-esteem?
What did you say to him?
Nothing. Mom, I don't know what happened. Like, he was pissed at me at the moment I walked in the door.
Had he been, no, never mind. Of course he had.
Yes, he had been sucking down his beefeaters.
He turns into someone else.
He's always that person. He just takes the gin to bring it out in him. He say anything to you?
If he hadn't brought in that goddamn wet bathing suit, the whole thing never would have happened.
Poppycock. He was just looking for an excuse. He's been mad at me ever since I got home from college.
He got laid off from work. That job he's had since he graduated college, that company he's so loyal to, forced early retired him, handed him a shitty severance.
Wow. He never said a word. That is just so like him.
What?
Kept it all inside and then passively attack.
You know him too well.
We could have talked about that, for Christ's sakes. God damn it, Dad.
Hey, enough with the language.
Shitty severance.
Smart Alec.
You hear unintelligible swearing and loud crashing noises in the background.
Oh, Walter, for God's sake, cut it out. The neighbors will hear him. So you came in the back door with a dripping bathing suit. Then what?
Forgettable small talk. His sarcasm being the chief thing I remember. And then he pushed me down the cellar steps as I was taking the dreaded bathing suit down the basement to dry.
He said he just closed the door behind you and you fell or slipped.
You believe that? He slammed it hard enough for me to lose my balance. I could have seriously hurt myself.
Then you took a swing at him and shoved him out the back door?
He swung at me. Wait, he told you all this just now?
Well, I was attempting to dress his wound.
I get it. Okay, it's a he said, we provide for mom's sympathy.
I'm just trying to understand what went on.
Fine, I'll give you my 2 cents. For what it's worth, I think he's jealous.
Jealous? Of you? He's proud of you. He is overly critical. He's always been that.
I think he got used to me being away, and now that I'm home, he sees you lavishing all this attention on me.
You're taking that psychology course too much to heart.
But, think about it. He's got you all to himself, coming home every night to his highball, and you dutifully making dinner while he babbles on about some oysters on the half shell, or his infected index finger, or the 9th inning of the ball game last night.
Or the neighbor using his lawn as a car repair shop. It doesn't mean he's jealous of you.
And I think he's really jealous of me quitting school and going out west. I think this would really set him off.
Yes. Tell me about that. What's that all about? Are you seriously considering?
I decided, listening to him in the kitchen, to do this thing I've been thinking about all year.
Matt, you have 1 more year. What's the rush?
Again, a loud crash coming from the garage.
Stop it, Walter.
I rest my case, Your Honor.
What do you do? Where will you live?
I talked it over with Reed. He's through with school and wants to move on.
Well, his parents are loaded. He can afford to move. How will you support yourself?
All good questions, Mom. I have answers.
Matt, it's foolish to think.
And I won't have to constantly hear how expensive that fancy private college is anymore.
I'll speak with him about that. But have you really thought this through?
I thought about nothing else.
Matt.
Don't worry, Mom. I'll end up in school again after a year or 2, only this time at a large university doing what I love to do.
Can I enroll there? God, how I loved school. I was a good student, devoured books. Some of us would have relished the opportunity to go to college. Hell, I would have liked to finish high school.
You did a very noble thing.
Not noble. Necessary. After Father flew the coop, we all had to work to support ourselves.
You've never heard from your father ever again?
Nope. Gone with the wind.
Damn. Wish I could get that lucky.
Not funny. Listen, your father is a good man. He just doesn't know how to express himself. How will you finance this adventure of yours?
The plan is to work and save money, pay my own tuition, take out loans if necessary, get a scholarship for my final year.
Ambitious plans. Shall we mention the elephant in the room?
What?
The episode down the shore, as you call it?
Oh, Mom, it's only a misdemeanor, and the judge said it wouldn't impair my ability to.
Anything in the public domain on your record. You want to teach in the public school system? On your record. You want to apply to college for a scholarship?
Who says I want to teach?
Apply for a job? For a loan? It's a question on any application. Have you ever been indicted or charged with a felony or?
So I'll lie.
Matthew, shame. They do background checks. And what about your integrity?
What about it?
Well, I really don't understand what happened all your young life. You've wanted nothing other than to please him. For now, please come clean on any application. Tell the truth.
Don't tell Dad that I said I'd lie.
Afraid he might disapprove.
Feed his already biased opinion of me.
Funny. You've never wanted anything but to please him all your life.
Mom, I really don't understand what just happened between my father and me.
Another loud crash from the garage.
Well, at least I won't have anything left to move that's not broken.
You are such a smart aleck.
That's what he calls me.
Come here. Hug your mother.
As Matt goes to move, he gets caught on rose thorns that gouge him.
Ow! These damn roses. God, I should have cut back the fucking things.
My goodness, that whiskey has certainly loosened your tongue. I brought home your favorite dessert. What do you say to that?
I say that's the best news I've heard all day.
The two head off toward the house, walking slowly. End of scene.
Yay.
Beautiful, beautiful work, Mark. Great work, guys.
Thank you, actors. Well read. Beautiful. Beautifully read.
So I see they've gotten names since I had my cast list.
I know. I think that was my fault.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was a placeholder that I never unplaced.
Okay.
That was
that was terrific work, and we're coming right up on time, but we'll take another 5 minutes for some feedback. Let's hear some popcorn moments. What really jumped out at you? For me, it was the beautiful acting, the reading. These characters seem very grounded and to be speaking from a very real place. Just smart work.
So one thing that reached out to me, one popcorn moment for me was how prolonged the father's anger was, how it stayed through the whole piece. And in the background, he's still taking his son's belongings and smashing them to pieces in the garage. And he slammed the door. He hit first. So that like prolonged anger, it was really like juicy and left like a curiosity in me. Like, I want to know more about him and like where that's coming from.
Anyone else?
I cried.
Jasmine?
I loved how, like, I mean, I just loved how everybody interacted with each other, but it was just so layered. And I think it was in the writing as well for the actors, which must have been super, super yummy for them. In particular, like, you know, just some of the mother's background really just hit me when she mentioned it later. And it just explained so much of her behavior toward him, actually, as they were going through this moment. And I don't know, it just really landed for me, that particular character. And I think Jen did such a wonderful job at finding all the nuances there. Like, I couldn't take my eyes off her. I was like, what is she thinking? What is, you know, where is she? Why is she behaving this way? And, you know, it came out from the writing. You did a really wonderful job. I really, really liked her relationship both with the father and with the son. I thought it was really great.
Thanks, Jasmine. Devin?
Oh, I cried a little. Am I frozen? I cried
Yeah.
a little. Oh well. I
It's
cried
all
a-
that boat. It's the Botox.
It's hiding. It's hiding. I don't cry in public like Valerio. So, but yeah, I like the intensity of just Walt wouldn't let up. There's no break in it and all that. I agree with Chase and stuff like that. And you want to see a break. You want to see where, like, the fissures coming from too. So more than a one act. If you were going to expand this beyond a one act, that's my curiosity, because you know you want to see the mother get her GED or something, and also that to get her independence too. But with the son stressing his independence and kind of going for his, but the dynamic that he's always wanted to make his father proud, I'd like to see that expanded too.
David?
I was just going to say, popcorn moment was the mother calming down the son, having a heart-to-heart with the son, and then shouting at the father to like stop it, to stop doing that, kind of having to play both courts, so that you were aware that that anger was still seething, it was still boiling, in between the moments of just like exploring the what's behind the son's behavior, as opposed to she already knows what might be fueling the behavior of the dad. So I thought that was one of my favorite parts.
Jennifer?
One of the things that hit me just from when we were reading it and reading it earlier, that there's such a sense of stifling and oppression and like self-induced, like putting the lid on everything in terms of, I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like the parents have, I felt like, accepted their lives. Now, you know, once you deal with getting fired from the job, that's the crux in this thing. But I can see impetus for the son to want to get out. And, you know, just even when he's fighting with his father and the thing with closing the door and pushes him out, it feels so constrictive, you know? I was like, oh, I can't breathe, you know? And it just, I just had this feeling of everything feeling, yeah, just very oppressive and, you know, kept at a certain level, and you don't go past this level, you know, and you don't do things differently. You do what you have to do. And, you know, I mean, that might be just me, but it was so frustrating.
I think what popped into my head as you're describing that is that this is more the world of Pat Conroy and not Neil Simon.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
All right. We are actually at time. David, you're muted.
Mandy has been waiting to make a comment.
Sorry, Mandy.
I have a very quick one kernel of popcorn. The line that the son has after his whole talk with his mom, I'm not going to quote it perfectly, but where he's talking about the fight, referencing it, and it's like, I don't know what happened there. Like, he's listened to her, he's done all this, but he can't comprehend. Was a big popcorn for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we all are universally saying more, please. You've set a rich foundation here for exploring more about these characters and how they got here and where they're going. And I can't wait to see what happens next.
I think that's the question: is where they came from or where they're going, which is the more compelling story to tell.
Yeah.
But I want to show that there's different sides to each of the three of them, especially the father. And Devin, great comment about the father's anger and chase all the way through, which it is. I'm glad you picked that up all the way through, unrelenting. But there's another side to him too, and so I hope to have this.
Yeah, I took this moment as like being this beefeater fog. So for him, it doesn't feel like it's a long time. It's just this place that he's in, where there almost is no time, where he's just sitting and seething, and trying to numb it with the beefeater.
Blaming his son.
Yeah, yeah.
I see. I just want to say I didn't. Well, you wrote it and all. I didn't see it as blaming his son, as being, why don't you see my pain? Why aren't you asking me about me? Why aren't you giving me the attention I need right now? But no, you're young and you're off on your own thing, and you're going to tell me that you're going to leave school and all that, which is probably what I want you to do because I can't afford it. But that's not the point.
Right.
And that dynamic for me was what fueled his anger above everything else, and was why it was so sustained. At least that's what I bought into.
Can I just tack on to what David just said?
Quickly.
It'll be super quick. So exactly when David was saying that, I was like, to me, it was like the father thought his whole life was planned out. He's with this company, he's got this career, lifelong job, blah, blah, blah. And it's pulled away from him, but he sees his son who nothing's necessarily being pulled away from him. He's choosing to try something else. And the father, I felt like, just sees, well, I can't do that now. And he's got this chance and I never took one. And so I was getting the anger from that point also, like a jealousy, jealous that he's young. He's got what you don't have.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
All right. These are great comments, and I'm seeing more comments show up in the chat here. I encourage everybody to take advantage of our feedback form, because Mark, you gave us a lot to think about, and a lot to
Thank you,
see.
everyone. Well read.
Thank you to our wonderful actors and our incredible writers. We actually really couldn't do this without any of you. So kudos to Devin, to Perrin, to Mandy, and to Mark for sharing their work. This concludes Lab 40. I can't believe it's 40, and our next Lab 41 comes up on Friday, June 18th. Liz Jasicki will host that lab, and our playwrights include Eric Eichhorn, Raven Patterson, and Luis Alberto Quintero. We're very excited about that. You can go to our acting doodle link, which we will post in our chat, as well as on our page, New Ambassadors Theater, re.com, www.newambassadorstheater.com. Should also let you all know that the third quarter playwrights doodle is also live now. So if you have something written or are working on something and would like to participate in our upcoming labs in the next quarter, go ahead and click on that link as well. Also on our webpage. That's also a great place to subscribe to our newsletter to make sure you keep abreast of all of our developments, because as we come out of this pandemic and begin to get into live theater again, I promise you as a board member, we have a lot planned for the rest of this year, and you'll definitely want to keep up to date with what's going on.
Amen. Amen. Yes.
Thanks, Ben. And of course, our next thing coming up, other than our lab, is our Blurring Boundaries Festival. So watch this space. We will be promoting it as well here on YouTube and all our social media, as well as our website and through our newsletter. This is all the best way to keep up with everything. I don't think I need to add anything else except just to remind you, we are 501c3. So if you have a little money or a lot of money that you would like to give to encourage the work that you've seen here tonight and the other work that we're doing, we would welcome it. I'll turn it over now to our artistic director, Mr. David Adam Gill.
So thank you, David. Well done tonight. Well done. Thank you so much for hosting. Great lab. Writers, tremendous work. Actors, tremendous work. It was really a great night of theater. So thank you all for participating. Thank you to Ben Dworkin for covering our chat with all the links and all the information. He is the man.
Happy to do it anytime.
Rely on him every single lab, and he's been there and he's done a great job. And thank you to Miley, who has been running over to YouTube when she's not on Zoom and doing that, because
of course, I love being with you guys.
Mally,
thank you so
was
much for
unable
including
to-
me.
Yes, Mally, who normally does YouTube, was unable to be with us this time, but she'll be back next time. Again, the acting doodle is up for the next lab, and the playwriting. Thank you, Mandy. I saw that you signed up. The slots are open for the third quarter, and those are filling up really quickly. So if you want to write again, click on that link and get a spot, even if it's like further out, because we are. There's a lot of people who haven't been familiar with the company but want to be involved. We're getting a lot of emails saying, "How can I do this?" And they are taking up space too. So please sign up as soon as you can, and we will start to tell you what the next labs will be for writers. All right, that's it. We're going to wave goodbye as I come off of YouTube. Again, David Michael Kirby, that was an excellent lab. Thank you so much.
YouTube.